Well, hello everyone, and welcome to True Crime with the Bad Girl, the Playa, and Dangerous Dave. I am Benny Scala, aka the Playa, aka Benny the Jet, aka Joan Rivers, and with me, as always, is my lovely co-host. She's a professional wrestling Hall of Famer and the queen of the oldies airwaves. She has worn many championship belts, but she will always own the tiara of True Crime, and you can see her sporting it right now. She's the one and only Boston Bad Girl, Brittany Brown. Brittany, how are you?
I'm doing all right. I don't prefer this weather, but hey, it could be worse. So hope you guys are doing well.
Can't complain. We're here on Monday night with my family. So, and the other guy on the screen, he kind of looks like he's a little bit tired, like he's been going 24/7. You guys remember back in the day they elected Miss America, or not elected, but she won it, and then all she would do for the whole year is what do you call it, ribbon cuttings and appearances at car dealerships. And I think that's Dave now between his sausage and his pickle. Dave, you okay there?
I'm telling you, it's been a long, enjoyable weekend. Spent it with the family. My daughter got engaged over the weekend, a surprise engagement.
Well, here, wait, hang on. There it is.
Yep, there it is.
That is so. To say "marry me," that is like unbelievable. I love that.
Yep, Joe set everything up, and we all had to hide behind the rocks there. She didn't see us, and he made a ruse up to get her there. And my daughter came down with my grandkids and my son-in-law from Connecticut, and it was just a great time there, a special time. And then we all went out for dinner after. And
nice.
Right now, I'm at the Genius's house right now. She's in Boston, and Joe made the family dinner, so I had to run up here for dinner, and I figured might as well just stay here and do the podcast from here. But it was a great weekend. Very happy for the both of them.
You know, for all the horror stories you hear about, like relationships and guys that aren't stand-up guys, this guy seems like a true stand-up class act.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, good guy. Doesn't drink. All he used to, but he's quit. He's grown up. He's a good guy. Great job in a union, and treats Cash. Don't forget Cash. He's part of the family too. Treats Cash good, and I'm so happy for the both of them. They're good, very good people, and I'm so happy for the both of them.
Absolutely.
Me too.
Now, she was surprised, Dave?
Oh, yeah. Yep, she was crying. I sent a picture of her crying there to you. She was crying, and then once he proposed to her, we all came through the tunnel, the rock tunnel, because we were hiding behind the rocks, and then she saw all of us, and yeah, it was a great time. Hopefully I'm going to be around for when they get married and have kids, and of course I'm in the greatest shape of my life, so I should be. And
well, you just gotta you got to watch out, because between the sausage and the pickle, you're running pretty hard there.
Yep, and then football on Sundays, and you got to take care of the carnival, and it's just a great weekend, a very blessed weekend.
Well, busy is good. I always say that busy is good. You don't want to be idle.
Right. We certainly weren't idle this weekend, that's for sure.
Well, how about a toast to Joe and the Genius?
Yes. A toast to Joe and the Genius.
Hey, God bless both of you. Many happy years of happiness.
Thank you.
But what did Buddy Rogers always say? To a nicer guy, it couldn't happen. Of course, in his case, he was full of crap because he was a heel.
Yeah,
but
right.
In this case, to a nicer couple, it couldn't happen. But this one is genuine.
Yeah.
Yep, too good. I'm not just saying it because it's my daughter, but she's a good kid, and he's a good kid, and I'm glad they found each other. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing greater in life when you really find true love. That magical moment of 6 months, a year, because you find it and then you get used to each other. But when you find love, there's nothing better. I mean, everybody should find love once in their life.
Money is very overrated, but it is nothing like true love. That is a huge amen on my part.
Those are the
kind of people you really cheer for, like you really pull for, that they have a blessed and happy life.
Yep. I mean, I've had some difficulties with their mother over the years, but I was blessed to find true love with her. She really knew how to please the carnival. It was a great time. And just to find love once in your life is just great. I found it many times, but to find it at least once in your life, it's just magical.
Yeah, you don't want to find it one night and then wake up the next morning and realize that wasn't really love. But no, I know what you're talking about. That the deep, true love that lasts, hopefully for a lifetime.
Right.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, if it doesn't, at least you found it for a while. You felt what it was like for a while, and then you move on. But at least you found it. And
What is that expression? It is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all.
Right.
I agree with that.
What's that great Dean Martin song? Didn't he have a song? What the heck did he sing, Dean Martin, that song? It's a big hit of his. Not Amore.
Yeah. Ask Denise and Mrs. P.
Yeah,
They'll tell
they're gonna know.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't think of it. It's not coming to my brain right now.
Uh-oh. Well, there's a dissenter here in the family. Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
Terrible Tory weighing in.
Terrible Tory was there. Terrible Tory.
I don't know if she's why is she gonna vomit though?
Well, probably because I was talking about the mother,
Yep.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. Guys, for those of you in Radio Land, thanks for listening on Want Radio. They got what you want. We're also now available on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Podchaser, and Boomplay. And please like and subscribe. So we do have to do a couple of commercials, and then we'll get on to our show. So give me one second here.
Not to interrupt you for a second. Jason got it. Everybody loves somebody sometime. Thank you, Jason.
There you go. That's good one, Jason. True Crime with the Bad Girl, the Playa, and the Stars is brought to you by the Burbrower Law Firm. Folks, if you've been injured in a car accident, please reach out to our good friend Adam Burbrower at the Burbrower Law Firm. Adam and his crew do things the right way with great results. Not only is Adam a great attorney, but the dude has framed pictures of Ernie the Cat Lad, the unpredictable Johnny Rods, and our very own Boston Bad Girl in his office. How cool is that? If you see Adam at the community pool trying to nail that elusive triple Lindy, you'll notice superstar Billy Graham tattooed on his back and Bret the Hitman Hart tattooed on his chest. This guy is not only the man of the hour, the man with the legal power, too sweet to be sour, he is also the excellence of elocution. Besides being a great guy, Adam is a true crime aficionado and an avid WWF historian. Who else can get you a great settlement while breaking down Mario Mancini's greatest matches? Well, that one's a quickie. Check out Adam at burbrowerlaw.com and follow him on Facebook. And don't forget to tell him that the Bad Girl, the Playa, and the Stars sent you. Well, last and certainly not least is Uncle Dave's Sausage. True Crime with the Bad Girl, the Playa, and the Stars is brought to you by Uncle Dave's Sausage. Are you hungry? Hungry for something thick, juicy, and just a little bit naughty? Introducing Uncle Dave's Sausage, the only meat that knows exactly how to fill your buns. Whether you like it spicy, smoky, or just plain stuffed to the brim, Uncle Dave's got the girth, the girth of flavor you crave. Morning, evening, a quick nibble at 3 a.m. No shame, baby. Uncle Dave's Sausage is served 24/7 at the carnival, where the rides aren't the only things that go up and down. You might have been into fitness, but once you've had the Uncle Dave's experience, the only thing on your mind will be fitting this sausage in your mouth. Slide it between two warm buns, slather it in mayo, or give it a good squirt of mustard if you're feeling frisky. Don't be shy. You know you want it. Everyone's lining up to take a bite. Even Grandma said it was the best thing to ever slap her in the mouth, because nothing slaps you in the mouth quite as hard as Uncle Dave's Sausage. So, folks, in the heat of the night or the light of the day, when your cravings for meat just won't go away, don't settle for Slim or some flimsy old link. Get Uncle Dave's Sausage. It's thicker than you think. Available now only at the carnival. bring a friend or two. Uncle Dave's Sausage, the sausage you can't say no to.
Thank you. The carnival sausage is a little tired today, but thank you. And thanks to everybody out there for their blessings for me and my family.
And there, Dave.
Yes. Yep. It's a little tired today, the carnival sausage.
Well, like I said, busy's a good thing. But guys, now, unless you've lived on a deserted island, you've heard Phil Spector's music. Be My Baby by the Ronettes. Unchained Melody, beautiful song by the Righteous Brothers. Even Instant Karma by the Plastic Ono Band. I did not know he produced that. But for years, this guy turned out hits. But in 2003, one of his hits went terribly wrong, and he got his own dose of instant karma. On February 3rd, 2003, actress Lana Clarkson was found dead in Spector's mansion. She had met him the night before at the House of Blues in Los Angeles, where she was working. Spector was eventually convicted of second-degree murder in 2009 and died in prison. Here was a man with a world of talent, but not a drop of class. And Brittany's going to tell us all about it.
Yes. Harvey Philip Spector was born December 26, 1939, in the Bronx, New York. His heritage traced back to Russian Jewish immigrants. His mother, Bertha, was born in France to Russian parents. His father, Benjamin Baruch Spector, came from the Russian Empire. As he grew up, the family was small, neither in the trappings of wealth nor secure in outcome. According to his own reflections and several biographers, the suicide of his father, when Phil was around 9 or 10, cast a long shadow over his life. In April 1949, Benjamin Spector, deeply in debt, died by suicide. The gravestone bore the inscription that would haunt Phil: "To know him was to love him." He would later write a song of the exact title. Already the lines between his art and his pain were entwined. The young Harvey was a thin, awkward kid with musical inclination. He had perfect pitch, learned accordion and guitar, and was drawn to singing and harmony. In 1953, his mother moved the family to Los Angeles, seeking fresh opportunity after the upheavals in New York and his father's death. At Fairfax High School in Los Angeles, Spector began to form friendships that would lead to his first group, and he honed a songwriting voice that blended melancholy and ambition. The unresolved grief over his father, the immigrant story of his family, and the sudden shift across the country all nested in his psyche. He later admitted to devils inside that fight me. Thus begins the story of a man who would create some of the most iconic pop music of the early 1960s, and then fall into a spiral that mirrored his early losses. In 1958, still a teenager, Phil Spector formed a vocal group called the Teddy Bears with 3 high school friends: Marshall Lieb, Harvey Goldstein, and Annette Kleinbard, later Carol Connors. They cut a song Spector himself wrote titled "To Know Him Is to Love Him." The title was lifted from his father's gravestone inscription. Against all odds, the song became a #1 hit in 1958, an extraordinary achievement for a 17 or 18-year-old songwriter and performer. But the Teddy Bears were short-lived. Spector quickly realized he was more interested in writing, producing, and controlling the sound than continuing as a pop singer frontman. From this turning point, Spector shifted his ambitions behind the scenes. The hit gave him credibility, contacts, and a sense of being able to shape pop music. And yet the roots of his early trauma, the death of his father, the immigrant parents, the move to Los Angeles, all remain part of his inner compass. In the early 60s, Spector built his reputation as a music producer extraordinaire. He developed a signature production technique famously known as the wall of sound. Dense orchestration, layered vocals, echo, reverb, and an ambition to treat the 3-minute pop single like a little symphony. He described it as a Wagnerian approach to rock and roll. He founded with partner Lester Sill the label Phillies Records and produced a string of hits for groups such as the Crystals, the Ronettes, known for Be My Baby, and the Righteous Brothers, including You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling. By his mid-20s, he was one of the top producers in the business. The success was meteoric, but despite his outward triumph, Spector's personal behavior became increasingly erratic. He insisted on complete control of every element, surrounded himself with session musicians, later known as the Wrecking Crew, and his working style was often described as dictatorial. Dictatorial.
Jesus. What's on
I
your
know
mind
there's
tonight?
a way to say that, but I'm just not getting it tonight.
Maybe we
According to
should.
some accounts, he even kept a gun on the recording console. In 1966, the Ike and Tina Turner track, River Deep, Mountain High, was his personal masterpiece. But commercially in the US, it underperformed. Spector took this as a devastating blow, a moment when music taste began shifting, and he reacted by retreating. So here we have the paradox. Spector had achieved extraordinary success, but already he felt insecure, fragile, and under attack. Spector's personal life mirrored the extremes of his production style: opulent, intense, controlling, and ultimately destructive. He first married Annette Merar before beginning his relationship with Ronnie Bennett, the lead singer of the Ronettes. They married on April 14th, 1968. Ronnie later detailed in her memoir, The Dark Side of Life with Phil. She described how their mansion was surrounded by barbed wire fences, guard dogs, and security systems. Her shoes were confiscated so that she could not leave.
Jeez.
She wrote that Phil installed a gold coffin with a glass top in their basement and threatened that if she ever left him, he would kill her and put her in it. Such stories, while shocking, are corroborated by multiple sources and paint a picture of a man whose creative genius lived side by side with deep psychological storms, profound insecurity, narcissism, and a need for domination. Psychologists have described Spector as suffering from bipolar disorder, or at least major mood swings, substance abuse, and an underlying traumatic vulnerability connected to his father's death. By the early 1970s, Spector production output began to dwindle. His power within the industry faded. At the same time, his domestic environment grew even more paranoid, reclusive, and isolated. Artists became less willing to work with him, musical tastes shifted, and his once formidable dominance shrank. Oh, I wonder what else shrank.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Sorry. The trajectory of Spector's life collided with tragedy on February 3rd, 2003. Actress and hostess Lana Clarkson, age 40, was found dead from a single gunshot wound to the mouth in the foyer of Spector's mansion in Alhambra, California, known as the Pyrenees Castle. Spector and Clarkson had met earlier that evening at the House of Blues in West Hollywood, where she worked. She accepted his chauffeured offer to his home for a drink. Hours later, her body was discovered.
Spector's chauffeur testified that Spector came out of the house holding a gun, saying, "I think I just killed someone." The defense argued Clarkson committed suicide. Spector claims she kissed the gun in a bizarre version of events. In November 2003, Spector was indicted on charges of second-degree murder. The first trial began in 2007. After 12 days of deliberation, the jury deadlocked 10-2 in favor of conviction, and a mistrial was declared September 26, 2007. In a second trial, Spector was found guilty of second-degree murder on April 13th, 2009. He was sentenced May 29th, 2009 to 19 years to life in California State Prison. The case was as much about Spector's past behavior, testimonies from women about his gunplay, threats, controlling behavior, as about the forensic specifics. His entire persona now weighed on the scales of justice. In court, he appeared theatrical, and that's what I was going to show. Yikes. Yeah. It looks like a gerbil on the right. Yeah. Wig, crop coats, dramatic hair, no hair, high heel boots, an image that heightened the sense of eccentricity. To watchers of the case, the tragedy of Lana Clarkson's death is deeply tied to the cascade of earlier events. Spector's collapse of control, his isolation, his refusal to adapt. After years of being one of the most powerful men in pop music, he faced a night that would demolish his freedom. Following his peak years in the early 60s, Spector's business clout began to falter. The era of the single gave way to albums. Musical fashion shifted. Artists bristled under his tactics. Spector's reaction was retreat. As one commentator wrote, he took the furious finger stance. Am I that hated? Am I too paranoid? After River Deep underperformed. Socially, he became more reclusive. His mansion in Alhambra became almost fortress-like. Stories of guard dogs, barbed wire, guns, and strange behavior by the producer circulated in the industry. He was living an aura of myth as much as sound. In 1974, he was in a near-fatal car crash, suffering head and facial injuries. Some speculate this worsened his emotional state. His marriages ended. The divorce from Ronnie in 1974 followed years of her feeling imprisoned in the relationship. She later said in her memoir, I knew that if I didn't leave, I was going to die there. Spector's behavior, control, guns, threats, and paranoia took their toll. He worked less, produced less, and the world moved on. When the Clarkson shooting happened, it was as if the private spiral finally entered the public. The verdict in 2009 closed the loop on his fall from grace, from pop tycoon to convicted murderer. Spector died January 16, 2021 at age 81 in a prison hospital. He had been serving his sentence, still denied freedom. It's impossible to write the story of Phil Spector without pairing the brilliance and the horror. Consider the arc. A young immigrant descended boy from the Bronx whose father's suicide seared into his art and ambition. A teenage hitmaker with the teddy bears, transforming grief into pop gold. A 20-something producer who reshaped popular music with the wall of sound dominating the airwaves. A man whose personal life became a mirror of his sonic excess, control, grandeur, and isolation. A figure whose early success could not protect him from his inner demons. A tragedy in 2003 that finally exposed in public what had long lived in shadows: guns, threats, and psychological violence. A courtroom drama, conviction, and the final years spent behind bars. In many narratives of genius, the shadow side is sidelined. In his case, the shadow was very much part of the story. His first major hit, To Know Him Is to Love Him, was derived from his father's gravestone. One could interpret that from the very beginning, his music was bound to his trauma. His production achievements are real, classic songs enduring decades later. Yet, to hear the greatness of the hits without acknowledging the cost to others and himself would be incomplete. Spector once said, a genius is not there all the time, and I have devils inside that fight me. That line perhaps sums up a man who created immense beauty and also inflicted enormous harm. In the end, Phil Spector's life is a cautionary tale. Talent, innovation, and success do not inoculate against personal demons. Control looks powerful on the console, but when turned inward, it can suffocate. The songs he shaped are still heard. His legacy in studio craft endures, but the full story includes the harms, the threats, the violence, and the murder conviction. His passing in prison closes a chapter, but the music remains as much a monument as a warning. In many ways, the man who once stood at the center of a pop empire ended at the margins of society, behind bars and in disgrace. Yet his name will continue to be associated with both revolution in sound and ruin in life. I mean, the guy's a head case. What else can you say?
I know.
Hey, I'll tell you something. That guy was brilliant. I used to follow Phil.
Absolutely.
I used to follow Phil Spector back in the 70s, in the early 80s. I used to listen to a guy named right from Florida. He used to have a show called Super Gold, Mike Harvey. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Mike Harvey.
No, I've not heard of him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I used to listen to the 60s, 50s, and 60s. I used to listen to him all the time. He'd always talk about Phil Spector. Ronnie Spector was beautiful. But this guy was a genius in the music industry. Like I don't know how somebody can go from, such genius and such up here to just ruin your whole legacy, just ruin your whole legacy. And I think him shooting that girl in the mouth was just a culmination of everything that happened to him since he was little. He just must have just lost it, like in a fit of rage.
Yeah.
Because let's not forget, they did. You're not going to tell me he didn't do a lot of acid trips back then and partying, and I'm sure he did a lot of partying, and he just didn't make it back from the acid trips. I don't think.
What do you think, Brittany?
I think it really stinks that he insisted, and I mean insisted, because I remember when this happened, he insisted that girl kissed the gun, just like we said. He insisted that she did it. She did it herself. He wasn't even in the room when she did it. To say something like that, imagine how that affects her family and her loved ones. They know that didn't happen. They know that. And how sickening must that have been for them to hear this? How could you be any lower? It's bad enough you did something like this, but then to say that and insist on it. He insisted on that for years.
How do you know he did it? How do you know he did it?
I would have if I was a lawyer, I would have had him plead, and maybe he would have got less time, like calling in. We got in an argument and things got out of hand, and it's spur of the moment kind of thing. Then you talk maybe about an accidental manslaughter, and instead of 20 years, you're talking maybe 5 years. But it's the ego.
Yeah.
But that night though, he had initially gone out on a date. I guess he met a woman somewhere, and then he was enamored with the server on the first date. So he sent the first woman home, and then he took the second woman to this wherever the third one was working. Then he meets the third one, which is Lana Clarkson, and he has his chauffeur drive the second one home. So she was his third date of the evening, and I'm sure the way it went down was they went back to his place, and I'm sure he wanted sex, and I'm sure she told him no. And then, of course, he's got a gazillion guns there. I mean, who does he think? You got one completely deranged, psychotic person, and you have a perfectly normal 40-year-old woman. And, I mean, who's the jury going to believe?
I know.
Right. I mean, when you listen to Ronnie Spector tell what was in their yard, like the fencing, and then the gold coffin, and what else was in the yard? Barbed wire all around so she couldn't get out. He took her shoes and stuff so she couldn't leave.
Yeah. And guard dogs and everything. I mean, my God.
That guy was fucked.
Here's what I don't understand. So, in the NBA, and I don't really know the specifics of it, but there's been a huge thing with betting. And a couple of players have been arrested. And now in MLB, two of the pitchers in the Cleveland Indians, have been indicted in some kind of betting scandal. So we're talking about, I mean, making tens of millions of dollars a year. Is that not enough for you? You know, even with Spector, I mean, Spector in the early 60s, he probably could have minted money. He probably had more money than Fort Knox. You know, you're in your 20s. You got your pick of any woman you wanted. You could buy anything you want, whenever you want, do whatever you want. Why is that not enough to make you happy? Why? I don't understand why it's never enough for people.
I agree.
Well, yeah. First, can we just say how beautiful Brittany looks tonight with that blonde hair and that tiara? I mean, everybody out in podcast land, look how beautiful Brittany looks tonight. We have to give her a compliment.
Even the people listening on audio, they're gonna see it.
Well,
shouldn't she be holding some roses walking down a runway or something?
She's got the wave. Holy crap, she's got the wave all down pat there.
Wow. Did you see that?
I got it.
Oh, she had it down. Wow, look at that.
They even all right, okay, there you go. Jason.
Oh, thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
Now that's not about us. That was about Phil Spector. And I agree.
Oh boy. Well, like the point you were just making, you know, I mean, you got two shoulders. That's all you got. And on one shoulder is Jesus Christ, and on the other is the devil.
Satan.
That's all you got on there. So just pick one. And these athletes are picking the devil. I mean, come on, you're making millions of dollars. It's just the devil has taken over their mind. Just do the right thing. That's all you have to sit there and say, hey, just do the right thing. You got millions of dollars. That's why I don't know these athletes that go get fucked up at bars and then drive home and get caught by the police. I don't get it.
Right.
You got so much
have
money.
You heard of Uber that you could afford? You could probably own Uber.
Pay somebody.
Right.
They'll pay somebody. I mean, you're making millions of dollars a year, but they go all get fucked up and drink and drive and they get caught. I was just watching a video of Jay Cutler when he slammed into somebody. Jay Cutler used to be the quarterback for I believe, the Denver Broncos. And I was just watching the video where he got caught with DUI. This guy was making $20 million a year. This guy got money.
There's a Jay Cutler from your neck of the woods that was a great professional bodybuilder. When you said Jay Cutler, that's what I thought of.
Yes. There was.
I know who you mean, Dave. I do know who you mean. Right. Same thing.
Well, good. I'm watching the video of him being stopped. He hit somebody from behind. And I'm watching the cops and I'm watching him. And I'm like, what? Why? Just why?
When I woke up every morning, if I was in their position, first thing I would say is thank you, God, and I throw kisses up to heaven, and I would live every day so that whatever I had, I would hold on to that and do nothing to lose it. And these guys behave the complete opposite.
Yeah, it's awful. It really is. Yeah. And Phil Spector, I mean, you're absolutely right the way you said it, Benny. What more could he have wanted? And you're right too, Dave. He chose the devil. And that devil was a really mean one, because that devil not only drove drunk, but killed. At least that guy had a chauffeur. At least when he was drunk, he had a chauffeur. But I mean, imagine, this is what I keep thinking about, is imagine being those two women that he went out with that night. That could have been me.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's like being at the airport and, told that, we're overbooked and you volunteer to give your seat up, and then the flight crashes, and thank God, right? They dodged a major bullet, because it very well could have been one of them, right?
Absolutely.
Now, do you think, because let me see if I can find it.
Causing a little stir tonight out there in podcast land, Brittany.
What do you guys think about Jason's
that's probably true.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't either.
And this is for Brittany.
Oh, thank you, Coach Mark.
Coach Mark is from Milwaukee.
Oh, Milwaukee, how nice.
Big fan of the Crusher.
Oh, great baseball person came out of Milwaukee. You know who it was? I think I got
You tell.
Oh, he was in WrestleMania. Used to be in a couple WrestleManias. Great
Bob
worker.
Uecker? Bob Uecker. Right?
Bob Uecker. Yep.
Mr. Baseball. Just a bit outside. Yeah.
Yep. Came out of
I
Milwaukee. Was in
remember.
a couple WrestleManias. Remember Andre shaking
Yep.
his head? Remember when Andre was
Yep.
doing promos for the Hogan fight?
Yep.
Yeah. He was Bob Uecker was a great for the wrestling business too. He was just a natural worker. Like he just was great for the wrestling business. Some people aren't for celebrities and some are. He was a great worker for the wrestling business.
Right. Right. I agree. I thought Liberace was quite the added attraction as well.
Yeah. I mean, they really did it up for those first couple of WrestleManias.
Boy, did they ever.
And I'm going to throw this one out there. Put your politics aside. You know where I'm going with this.
Oh, yeah.
Another great worker. He was in WrestleMania. Donald Trump. Great matches with Vince McMahon.
Yeah, didn't they had the hair versus hair, right?
Yep.
Hair versus hair match. Yeah.
And I know that
hey, you gotta give it to him, you know.
I forgot who they had. So I think didn't Trump have Bobby Lashley fighting for him? And I forgot who McMahon had fighting for him.
That's a good question. I don't remember.
Yeah. Now, if Mrs. P and 2.0 answer that one, I'm going to go wash their cars tomorrow morning.
No, I don't think they're going to know that one.
No, I don't know. They would never surprise me.
Well, that's true. That's true. I have to admit that.
No,
but I can be 99.99% sure that neither of them saw that.
Okay.
But you never know.
If Chris DiCarlo is still in the chat room, Chris would definitely know that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, he would know that. But
yeah,
I mean, I've never been in a position where I had that kind of money. And I would like to think that if I won the Powerball, that my life would change, but I would hope to God that I wouldn't change.
Right. I agree.
Right.
I mean, I can't imagine doing anything remotely close to what Phil Spector did.
Oh my God.
No, he was.
I mean, you'd probably do the first part of it. You'd probably have a driver and you'd probably take a lovely lady out to dinner. But I don't think you'd do the second part of it. In fact, I know you wouldn't.
No, absolutely not. Nope. Would not do that. I mean, I it's one of these like classic examples of a kid that gets picked on in high school. And, once he gets a little bit of power, I think, maybe deep down he was getting back. I heard that his mother, and maybe this is something we can talk about. I heard that after his father committed suicide, his mother said it was his fault, which is absolutely horrible. I mean, that is a horrible parent that would do something like that.
Oh, that's awful.
But do you think he just had very little use for women because of that? I mean, that's not too far-fetched.
I agree. Yeah, I'll bet you that's right. Oh, that's awful.
That boy had some problems, and they're right out there in the chat room. Jason, he was great on Mr. Belvedere. That was a good show too. I haven't watched that in years. Bob Uecker, he was on Mr. Belvedere. Yeah, he was on Mr. Belvedere. He was a great comedian, great baseball player, great actor.
Yeah.
Great announcer.
He was. I mean, he announced for, I think, 50 seasons for the Brewers.
Wow.
50 seasons.
He had a saying too. What was his saying? He had a famous saying.
Well, in Major League, it was just a bit outside, but I don't know what it was for the Brewers.
When he was playing baseball.
Coach would know. Coach would know because Coach, what was Bob Uecker's favorite saying as an announcer?
He had a saying, He had I don't know if it was as a player and an announcer, but he had a famous saying.
Now Bob Uecker is the exact opposite. Bob Uecker caught for the Milwaukee Braves and the St. Louis Cardinals. I think the Phillies as well. I think his career batting average was 200. And, but yet he parlayed a very, very, like, not even mediocre career. He was like a marginal baseball player, but he parlayed that into, doing commercials, being in movies.
Yeah.
I loved him in Major League, the announcer in Major League. Like you said, 50 years as an announcer, TV shows. Oh, get up, get out of here, is what he said. I guess for a home run ball.
Oh, I
There's
love
something
it.
else.
I think, Dave, don't you
Something
say that
else.
at the carnival once you're done with one of your customers?
Not if she's beautiful. Not if she looks like Farrah Fawcett Majors. I like to do a little cuddling. There's some cuddling going on. A lot of people don't realize how much I'm kind of a romance type of guy.
Yeah, you gotta have romance.
I mean, if you got skin tags hanging off you, it's like, get out of here. You know what I mean? After just, you gotta leave. It's the smoke detector's going off. You gotta leave.
It's all about the memories that you leave them with, though.
I hope so.
You gotta make them want to come back again. To me, that's the whole thing. You don't want to burn any bridges. You want to leave them happy. They leave happy. They have great memories, and maybe one day they'll come back again. You got the repeat business is something to be said for that.
Absolutely.
Hey, I went out with a girl. Well, I didn't go out with her, but I spent the night with a girl, a couple nights that she had numerous skin tags on her face, and I don't know. I told her that I could get her some acid. What's that acid they used to do to take the skin tags off? Take the skin tag, but she got a little offended.
Maybe you could use maybe some like an ice cube and an X-Acto knife would do the same thing. You just kind of carve it out.
I just couldn't get past the skin tags. I just, I try to be as delicate as I can, but I was like, listen, unless you use some acid and get the skin tags off, you can't come back to the carnival.
Now, you're not talking about like the giblet, the neck fat.
No, skin tags. You get a skin tag that hangs off you. Some people get them under their armpits.
I know. I got you.
She had them on her face.
Did I tell you guys about my aunt that we called Nanny Goat Guts Neck?
No.
Nanny
Goat Guts Neck. She had she had the loose skin. So her hair was perfectly coiffed. Like a hair never moved, but her neck flapped in the breeze.
No, that's disgusting.
And then we also, and then she had like the beehive hair, and she had an overbite. So we used to also call her Bugs Bunny.
Oh,
we weren't nice kids.
That's gross.
Yeah. We had an aunt that wore short pants, so we called her Auntie Flood.
But
Auntie what? Flood?
Flood.
Oh,
flood. Why are you wearing short pants? Is a flood coming?
Oh, okay, flood. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Auntie Flood.
But her name was Philomena. We called her Aunt Phil or Aunt Mimi. There is no better arguer in this world than Aunt Phil, because I remember one time, it was the summer of 1969. Don't ask me how I remember. But she was at our house for a barbecue, and she had I guess because she smoked 3 packs of Pall Malls a day, she had the Marge Simpson sister voice, and she said to my dad, "Joey, how long you been living in this house?" And my dad told her, 11 years, Phil. No, you haven't. You've been here 20 years. And, no, Phil, we moved here in 1958. No, you've been here 20 years. My dad actually went in the house. I swear, I remember this like it was yesterday. Went in the house, got the deed. It said June 28th, 1959. Put it right in front of her. She looked at him. She goes, "I don't give a fuck what that says." Like that. I mean, if I had that kind of chutzpah, I'd be the president of the United States.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow.
Right, and Jason, Jason's bringing back a lot of memories here as I'm sitting here, because now I'm. He brought up the Miller Lite commercials, Bob.
Oh my God, how great was you in those commercials? I mean, those commercials were great. Period. John Madden was great in those commercials. Euchre was great. Even remember Marvelous Marv Throneberry. I don't know if you remember him or not.
I don't.
He was the guy who says, "I still don't know why I'm here." He played for the 1960 Mets.
Yes. Yeah, he was in. He used to say that. I don't know why I'm here because he was surrounded by famous celebrities and sports
And
celebrities.
Rodney was in those commercials too. That coach reminded me of that.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Wow.
Those are great.
Yeah.
You know, back
Yeah.
then, commercials back then are better than any television is right now, I think.
Oh, I totally agree. Totally agree.
Yep. Absolutely. Those are the.
I gotta ask,
those-
what was your guys' favorite nighttime TV show? What show did you like best? What night of the week was it on?
I would say
Wow.
so. When I was a kid, I would have to say probably All in the Family.
Really?
And I think it was Sunday night.
Now, why that one?
Probably because he was exactly like my father.
To me, that was one of the. If you heard Carol O'Connor in his real life voice, I mean, that was an amazing bit of acting that he did for that show. Even Gene Stapleton, Edith.
I know.
Sounded nothing like that. The two of them, for them to have pulled that off for years, it was amazing. Okay, so
and the way she ran in the house like that, that little scream she did.
Yes,
Phil is right. That's what he used to say. That's what I was thinking in my head. Bob Uecker, I must be in the front row. That's what he used to say.
Yes.
Oh,
Phil is right. Yeah. And that was eating at me as I was sitting here too. He had a famous saying. That's the saying.
But he's the opposite. Now there's somebody who took something very little and made something very big out of it, and the whole way he stayed humble. Whereas Phil Spector the minute he had a little bit of money and power, he went off the grid, crazy.
Yeah, that's putting it nicely.
Well, I'll tell you this too. I know people are going to disagree with me, and they can disagree with me. That's all right. This is America. We live in a democracy. Yeah, no one's going to change. Nobody's going to change my mind. I'm going to tell you the 70s. I grew up in the 70s. I was born in 62. I know what you're going to say. I look a lot younger. I look like I'm in my early 30s. Thank you very much. Yeah. But the 70s had the greatest TV shows ever. I'm talking about ever. Bonnie Miller, All in the Family, Good Times. I mean, you just go on and on and on. Mary Tyler Moore Show, which I watch.
Partridge Family.
Love American Her smile. I watch that every day. Mary Tyler Moore Show on MeTV. The 70s were the greatest era for TV shows.
I agree.
The best.
Right? The Jeffersons. The list goes on. And even the variety shows like a Carol Burnett show or an Ed Sullivan show.
Oh, I loved that.
I mean, Ed Sullivan would have they'd have the Beatles or the Rolling Stones or the Doors. I mean, you had all the huge talents of the day on one show.
It's amazing. I remember the Carol Burnett show. I couldn't wait for that to come on too.
I tell you what, Harvey Korman and Tim Conway were so funny.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah. And a lot of you can see that sometimes they'll start cracking up. I think they cracked each other up.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I saw a bunch of those just about 2 weeks ago. I saw some of the flubs that they did, 5 in a row, and I was dying laughing. It was great.
Well,
I'll tell you something else too. Kolchak, Darren McGavin,
12, Kojak, Carol. Yeah. Oh my God.
And let's not forget, I got to throw this one out. Yeah, my favorite was All in the Family, but I'll tell you what, one of my favorites too was Happy Days. Used to love Happy Days.
I did too. Yep.
And then right after that was Laverne and Shirley, which I also liked.
Yeah, Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah, I love that too.
Shemazel.
Yep. Now I was partial to the Partridge Family because I had a crush on Lori Partridge.
Yeah.
And that was on Friday nights.
Jesus.
I love the Partridge Family.
How much of a crush did you have on those the Partridge?
Well, she was a little bit older than me because that show premiered in 1970. So I was 15 and she was probably 19 or 20. So I knew she was older than me. I mean,
Oh boy.
And then, and Marsha Brady was just a little bit too young. I mean, she was cute, but I think in real life, she's probably like maybe 2 or 3 years younger than me. But back then, it was enough to make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, after you watched this favorite of yours, did you have to wash the sheets the next day? Did your mother have to? Were the sheets soiled at all? Or were you okay?
That's a good word, soiled. Like I don't think there was any soil in my sheets. It might have been something else. There's no
terrible
soil.
towel.
Yeah, right.
Oh, not just asking. That's all. Just asking.
That's
Hey,
curious.
I had a Farrah Fawcett that poster of Farrah Fawcett in her bathing suit on my wall for years. Her and Mrs. Roper. So I mean, don't be embarrassed.
There you go.
Yes, I love Dallas.
Alice was a great show.
Alice, yeah,
loved it.
And Soap was a great show with
Soap.
Billy Crystal.
I never saw that. I never saw one of those.
Yeah, and how can we forget Taxi? How can we forget Taxi?
That. Yep.
I mean, the 70s were the best for TV. That was the best. The best.
Guys, excuse me.
I agree.
I got to plug my computer in here. I just got the alert here.
Oh, the alert is going to be
Okay.
zoned out quickly.
Thank God he's not in his boxer briefs tonight. Jesus.
I know. Imagine if he got up and forgot.
I know it.
Yeah.
Well, better yet, he didn't have any boxer briefs on.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. We'd be going to the Playa Carnival. We'd be going to the Playa Carnival.
I know.
No, I'm not at that age yet where I forget to put pants on.
And
eventually you get old enough where the pants start getting higher and higher. And then eventually they have to feed you through your fly. I think I got at least 10 years before I'm that bad.
Yes. Maybe I should do that. Feed you through your fly?
Yeah.
So you said?
Like you see the old men wear the pants and they're up to their nipples. They get higher every year.
Jesus. Maybe I should do that.
Yeah, eventually you have to open your zipper and feed your mush through your fly.
Yeah. Yes. Maybe I should go to the emergency room and pretend I'm sick and wear pants like that.
And Phil's got it right. The pants that ate Fred Mertz. Fred Mertz had the epic,
Exactly.
He had the nipple.
Exactly.
Yep.
So true. I love that show too. I love Lucy. And Dallas. Yep.
Was Dallas way better than Dynasty? I don't know about that. I actually like Dynasty better.
My favorite was Dynasty, and I have to tell you, I've never seen Dallas. Never.
Wasn't that the 80s though? That's not the 70s.
That was the 80s. That was the 80s. Yep. But Dynasty was my absolute favorite in the 80s. Yep.
You had talking about crushes. You had a very young Heather Locklear.
Yeah.
She was about a 12 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, no kidding. She was. She absolutely. Yeah. Every woman on that show was. Joan Collins, Linda Evans, Heather Locklear. Every single girl on that show was gorgeous.
Even that other, I can't think of her name. God, there was another female that played on there, and she was not like a main star, but she was on there quite often. And she was. They were all stunners.
Pamela Sue Martin?
Well, yeah, her too. Yes.
Yep.
I can't think. There's another one. I can't think of her name. Her name on the show. I wouldn't even know her real name. But yeah, I mean, every single one. They were all beauties.
Yeah, they really were.
Well, I'm going to throw this one out at you. I was in the 80s. I'm going to give you a little hint here. So in the 80s, I was in front of the TV. I don't care what I had to do. I think it was 8 or 9 o'clock on Monday nights. I think it was 9. And I would not miss an episode of this. And does anybody know what show that is? Melrose Place.
Wow.
Oh, I never saw that either.
Well, I'd never miss an episode of Melrose. I was hooked on that show. Every Monday night I think it was 9 o'clock. I don't care.
Yep. Three's Company. Yep.
Oh God, what a great show that was.
Yep.
That was fantastic. Whether it
There's
was
one
Where
Mr.
Dave's true
Roper
love comes from,
or
Mrs.
Mr.
Roper.
Curly.
Yeah, Mrs. Roper was hot. I was watching that this morning.
She
Mrs.
rocked that
Roper just,
moo, I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, just something that was underneath there just drove me nuts. I don't know what it was. I had her poster on her and Farrah Fawcett were on my wall for years.
Was that
growing
your
up.
first like older woman kind of thing, Dave?
Uh,
Was she a MILF
Well,
or was she like a GILF? She's more like a GILF, right? Like a grandma.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just she had all this clothing on, and it drove me nuts. Like I wanted to know what was underneath there. Like come on. And she's always horned up all the time, and Mr. Roper wouldn't satisfy her. And I don't know, something just drove my spinal cord crazy. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I
You
don't know.
know, her and that Farrah Fawcett, and that big. I loved Farrah Fawcett too.
My God.
Yeah, yeah.
What is it?
Poor Mrs. Roper was off to trot, but Stanley didn't.
Yeah, they had no little blue pills back then, did they?
Oh, you're right, Phil. Oh my
Yes.
goodness, poor Stanley.
Yeah, Stanley was on his own.
And I'm going to tell you else who I like too. Believe it or not, I really like Tom Bosley. Do you remember Tom Bosley?
Well,
He
Yeah,
was on The Father on Happy Days.
the father. Yep.
Yeah, I used to love that show. I thought everybody just made that show.
how about
Yeah,
Charlie's
I-
Angels, too? Charlie's Angels was epic with John Forsythe was Charlie, right?
John Forsythe. Yep. And then he was on
Yeah.
Dynasty.
Oh, let's not forget the Love Boat. We got to throw that in there.
Well,
That's from
I
the
never
70s.
saw that.
You never saw the Love Boat? What are you, stoned back then or something? You never saw the Love Boat.
Nope.
Captain Stubing.
Gopher, right?
Oh.
Red Grandy was Gopher, right?
Yeah, Doc.
You had Julie.
Doc, yeah.
Yep, Doc,
Who's the-
right? Yeah.
Who's the bartender? The black guy.
Isaac.
Isaac.
Yeah.
Isaac. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Isaac.
That was right after the Partridge Family, I believe.
You know,
Friday night was very good. That was my favorite night. I had Partridge Family and the Love Boat.
I probably was grounded and I snuck in the Partridge Family. And by the time the Love Boat came on, it was, I had to go to bed and not get caught.
Jason, I don't know if Jason, I don't know if I would advertise that. Wasn't Jill Whalen was like about 11 years old in that show? Hopefully he meant an adult Jill Whalen. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt there.
Yeah.
see the thing with Brittany is while we were watching these shows, she was trying to chase Charles Manson across the continental USA.
True. You're right.
I got to
Yeah.
tell you though, I bet if you hung out with Charles Manson, I bet you there was not 1 second that was boring.
No.
I would agree with that.
You would be on the edge of your seat every second of every day, and you'd probably sleep with an eye open. But life would be very interesting and never boring. I would think.
I agree with the way that I saw him act with a couple of different reporters. Yes, I agree. But I am still mad at him for not sending me the Mansonites and Mansonettes that I requested in writing.
Yeah. Why don't you try to get a hold of the Menendez brothers? Maybe they got some memorabilia for you.
Oh, that's possible. I could do that. See if they make stuff in prison. Okay. I got my John Wayne Gacy stuff, but I never got anything from good old Chucky.
But not for anything, I wouldn't have been unbelievable to just sit down with the guy. Like they say they released him from prison for a couple of hours, and he was completely 100% genuine. I mean, I would love to know how his mind worked, how it really worked.
No.
Because, when he was in front of a reporter, he wasn't. It was like he was in gimmick. He was in character.
Exactly.
I mean,
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what would have been a great interview? Him and Barbara Walters, and then he slapped the shit out of Barbara Walters. That would have been a great gimmick. That would have been great. Barbara Wawa.
Dr. D was John Stossel, right?
Barbara Wawa. Yeah, like Dr. D. David Schultz. Yeah, listen here, bitch.
Well, here
Smack.
Jason's all right. Jill Whelan's so when he had a thing for Jill Whelan, she was 11, but he was like 2. That's okay, right? That's permissible.
Yeah,
You're still walking around in a Huggies. So you're allowed to do that then. All right.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
What the hell age did Jason have a wet dream at? Jesus.
You know, it was a good show too. How about remember Bosom Buddies with Tom Hanks?
Oh, I loved that.
That was a great show, right?
I loved that. Yep.
Who would have thought Tom Hanks would become like the absolute megastar that he became?
No, I never did.
And the other guy kind of like fell off. Peter Scolari was his name.
Yeah.
But he really didn't do much of anything after that, right?
Yeah, I don't remember him ever being in anything else.
Yeah. He was
crazy.
He was in That Thing You Do, which is one of my favorite movies. He was in at the very end. He was the host of the variety show. So I guess there's Phil's. But I tell you what, Phil knows his trivia too.
Yeah, he does.
He said he was in Newhart.
He was in Newhart. I love that's another show.
Another great show, right?
Yeah.
Newhart. Good one. Yep. That's a good one, Phil. Yeah, Newhart. I love Bob.
The Bob Newhart where he was a dentist or
no, a psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist he was.
He wasn't a dentist? No, you're right.
Psychiatrist. I used to love when he had everybody in his office, all the patients.
There was a dentist on that show though, wasn't there?
There was a dentist,
down the hall.
Yeah. Right. I'm trying to think who played the dentist. I'm sure
Suzanne Flechette was his wife.
She was so pretty. Right. She was very pretty woman, right?
Yeah, and especially compared to his secretary, she was beautiful compared to that lady.
Marsha Wallace, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Although Christopher Lloyd did a guest shot on that show, and he had the hots for Marsha Wallace.
You're kidding.
No. He probably ate like 25 hash brownies before the show.
I don't care. Nobody's going to tell me any other difference. 70s were the best for TV shows.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah. We would watch TV. My sister and I, my mom would buy the TV guide at the grocery store, and then we would go through it, and we would one of us had a pen, and we would book our TV week.
Yep, we did too.
Circle whatever, we'd circle whatever show we were going to watch.
Different Strokes. That was a pretty good one.
Yep, I love that. What about Webster?
What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah. Facts of Life,
love
right?
Webster.
I wanted Facts of Life with the girls, Mrs. Garrett.
Yep. Yeah, I watched that too. But the one I really loved, I think my favorite was Webster.
Yes.
Because I wanted to adopt him. I wanted to bring him home.
Was that the one with Dick Butkus was on there? The football player?
No, it was George.
Am I getting it mixed up?
No, I think you're thinking of Alex Karras. He was in
Alex
Karras. That's who it was.
That's what I'm thinking.
Alex Karras.
Yeah.
Why did I think it was George Karras? Alex Karras. Yep. But I wanted him to leave, and I wanted him for a little brother.
What was his real name?
Webster. What was his real name? It's like on the tip of my tongue, but
that's not Rodney Allen Rippey, is it? No.
No.
Is that Emmanuel Lewis?
That's him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good, Benny.
Well, the only reason why I'm doing Mrs. P obviously is not here because she'd be spouting these things out. Yeah.
I know.
It's funny. I won't watch a minute of TV anymore, but back then, boy, oh boy, I was in front of that set every night.
Me too.
Every night.
Me too.
I still watch some of these shows on MeTV and Up TV, and I've got some the whole season of All in the Family on DVD. I've got some of these on DVD.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of these shows have aged very well, even though they're half a century old when you think about it.
I know, it's crazy.
And you can still watch them and enjoy. All in the Family, I don't care. 100 years from now, you could watch that and still enjoy it.
Yep.
Oh, here's Miss. All right. There she is. She's still here.
Oh, she's listening.
She's letting everybody else shine here, so she knows all
That's
these
right.
things.
That's right.
Wait, Mrs. P, what was your favorite show in the 70s? We have to
Yeah.
know.
And Denise also. I'd like to know
Yes,
what
Denise,
hers was.
same thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there was a single night where there was not something good to watch.
Oh, I agree. And now it's like you can't find anything with all the stations they're on now. And back then there was what? 10 stations?
We
12,
had
15
the 3 networks.
tops.
We had, and then we had we had 3 independents and PBS, public broadcasting, which we never watched. That was totally
back then,
channels.
Back then you had to be in front of the TV to watch it, because if you weren't going to see it till the following week.
Yeah, no instant replays, no streaming,
no cable, no nothing. Either we're in front of the TV to watch it, or you have to wait till the following week.
Another great show.
Oh, that's right.
Barbara Bach with those shorts.
Daisy Dukes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mom, after watching that show, Mom had to do the laundry the next day for me.
Soilage, right? Yeah, a lot of soilage.
Well, leakage.
Yeah. It happens, right?
Hey, I'm a man,
How about the show? Did you guys watch the show Coach?
Coach is good. Yep, I like
Coach
that.
Coach was all right with Jerry Van Dyke.
Yep. That was the 80s. Yep.
Was Coach Coach was probably the 80s. I think you're right. I think the sweet spot was like 70 through 79. I mean, there was some good stuff back in the 60s, but I think really television, like the peak of television, was in the 70s.
Yeah, I agree. Now, I also watched Zoom in the 70s. Did anyone watch that? Zoom?
No. Zoom
was really good. We're gonna zoom.
Oh yes. Yes, I know. Was that on was that Disney?
It was Channel 2,
it was on Channel 2, PBS.
Oh, here we go. Okay. 2.0, also like Zoom. Well, here we go.
Oh, she loved it too. Yeah. Did you write to them, Denise? I used to write to them at their P.O. box. Because they sang the P.O. box.
Who are you? You write to Zoom, and then you children's network, and then you end up writing to want to be friends with Charles Manson.
Like, that was her heel turn.
Well, no. Now wait. Now I was a good little girl when I was like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
Maybe up to 10. But I think after 10, we got some issues.
So you've been a heel for about 20 years, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Geez, I wish I was your neighbor growing up. I would have dressed as Charles Manson for trick or treat and got you behind the house. You know what Charlie likes? Come here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's so funny though, Brittany, because I was 14 and I was absolutely terrified of the guy. I mean, terrified. And here you are, you were a fan of the guy.
Yeah, I was calling him and writing him. Yep.
Here's another great show.
Benny Hill. I remember that coming on, but I never watched it.
Love Benny Hill. Woo!
I mean, how many cop shows were there? Like Chips. Chips was a good show.
Adam 12.
Adam 12, right?
That was really good. I loved that show.
Barney Miller was fantastic.
I loved that. Yep.
Yeah, The Rookies. Remember that show? Used to watch The Rookies.
I loved that.
Back in the 70s, yep, The Rookies.
It's funny. There's one of the guys on Barney Miller, and oh yeah, right. And one of the guys in Barney Miller and The Rookies.
That's another one. Streets of San Francisco.
Recently in General Hospital. They played characters recently within the last year or two.
Okay.
Weird.
That was a good show. I used to watch that too. Streets of San Francisco. I used to love Carl Malden.
Yeah.
Michael Douglas got his break.
It was a great one.
Would you consider Odd Couple was more of a 60s? I guess it spilled over into the 70s, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
For sure.
Odd Couple was the 70s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was late 60s, probably like into early 70s.
Yeah.
Very good show. I mean, that was fantastic. How about Bewitched? No, Bewitched was more 60s, though, right?
I loved that.
Did
See,
you
now
like,
I wanted
Renee, did you like
for
the
a little
first
sister.
Darren or the second Darren?
First for me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Dick York.
But I wanted Tabitha for a baby sister, and I used to go in the mirror and go like this and wish for her, but she never came.
All right, Dave. So who was more attractive? Barbara Eden from I Dream of Jeannie or Samantha from Bewitched? That's
Barbara Eden. Barbara Eden was a doll. Oh, she was a doll. A doll. Another time I'd watch her, my mother would have to do the laundry the next day.
She's still going strong. I think she's about 93 or 94.
Yeah. And she looks great.
She looks great.
She does.
You gotta I think like anytime somebody gets to be that age, you gotta ask them, like, what is your secret of longevity? What did you do to live this long?
Sour pickle a day.
There you go. One visit a day to the carnival.
Yes. A sour pickle. Yes. Yeah.
And Dave, you'd be happy to oblige.
Yep. Nice sour pickle. Yeah.
All right, guys. I think we need to call it a night here. We're past our curfew. Wow, an hour and 12 minutes. But I want to thank everybody. We had a great time. Thank you always. We love you guys. And we're family. I think you could tell that. Brittany, Dave, and I've never met either one of these guys.
Hold on, look who's here. Come here. She just got home.
It's the genius.
Hi, congrats.
Oh,
Congratulations.
you're not using this. You're using this. Oh, it's getting size. It's getting size. I have to pick it up tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you.
All the best to you guys.
Cash
is here too. I miss you guys. I miss everyone.
Yeah, we miss you too.
I know we miss you too.
Welcome back anytime.
Maybe one day I'll be able to make an appearance.
Oh, we would love that.
Yay.
Open invite.
I like your crown, Brittany.
Oh, thank you.
That's her tiara tonight.
Yeah,
tiara.
why are you wearing it? Is it your any reason why?
Because Benny gave me a new name.
What is it?
She wears she wears the tiara of true crime.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll let you guys get back to it. Just
we're wrapping it up. Thank you for making an appearance.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.
We gotta go watch John Cena. His last appearance today at the Garden, Boston Garden.
Is that tonight?
That's right. Yep.
Oh boy,
That's
yeah, I'm
tonight.
gonna go watch that too. All right, everybody. Well, thank you. And yeah, I was gonna say, like the three of us, I have found another family. I'm already blessed to have great family. In fact, I saw my brother and my nephew and my niece and my sister-in-law right before the show. But I have family with you guys as well. So I am very blessed.
Absolutely.
I am very blessed with that. So folks, we will see you next crime. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
have a
everyone.
great
Bye,
week.
Denise. Bye, Mrs. P.
Yes. See you guys on Sunday and Saturday.
Happy Veterans Day.
Saturday, Brittany from 1 to 5, and then me Sunday from 12 to 3. Don't forget that. The links are
you're
in the
12 to 3
thumbnail.
this Sunday?
What's that?
You're 12 to 3 this Sunday?
I'm sorry. No, I'm 12 to 3. I'm 3 to 5:30. What am I saying?
Okay.
Yes, thank you for
Happy
correcting me.
Veterans Day,
And
everybody.
the name of this is going to be called, what is my show? It's going to be called Places. So any song that has a city, state, or country, or even planet. You got Venus by Bananarama. That would qualify.
Oh,
but
there you go.
Yeah, anything you guys want to hear, just get in touch with me, and I will give you a shout out. So everybody, have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Happy Veterans Day.